Beyoncé, by many, is the greatest musical act to ever grace the stage. From her impressive vocal ability to sharp choreography, she is unmatched by many, with a career spanning decades at this point.
Taylor Swift originated in country music and switched to take over the pop scene. Has consistently shown she is once in a lifetime generation success.
Both ladies have grossed hundreds of millions of dollars apiece on tours and have shown that the music industry is currently being run by the ladies.
But social media and the media at large are asking the question, who is the queen? Let's discuss.
What's good, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of the DJ's Take.
I'm Donnie.
And I'm James, and boy, are you in for a good one today.
Yes, sir.
On this show, we talk about the music industry from a fan's point of view. Donnie, what are we talking about today?
Today, we are talking about Taylor Swift versus Beyoncé. As you see, I put Taylor Swift.
Let's be respectful. The Queen Bee.
Yeah. She is the queen. She is the Queen Bee. No disrespect to her. Big fan of her. Love her work. But now there's a new sheriff in town, and there's been a new sheriff in town for the past decade.
Disrespect is starting early. Now
this is my family member. You know, he's my cousin. He's my blood, but we have bad blood today. You get it? Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of those.
Boo! Get him off the stage. Now we'll try not to, get physical. No,
can't promise anything.
But we broke this down to success, the awards, the tours, the both iconic tours, and just the history and the influence of both these artists. Absolutely. Let's just start from the top. The tours. You want to talk about the Eras Tour? The Eras Tour.
As somebody who personally stands by the artist I like and went to her concert, spent thousands to go, unlike him. And unlike his artist who canceled in Pittsburgh.
I was about to say, I have a reason.
Yeah, but guess what? You have a reason? Guess who's going to New Orleans next year to see Taylor Swift? This guy. Yes, because she's that good. Okay, so her tour, as a person that went, it was immaculate. It was everything you would want in a tour. Very high budget. A lot going on. Vocals were popping. The mic was on. She gave us every era in her tour, which was
the mic was on.
Yeah, it was on. Yeah, so she did wonderful. And I told him when I got done with the concert, it was one of the most. It's hard to say how it was. It was like an omnipotent being, omnipotent, because it was just like everybody was there for one specific reason and together as one. It was crazy. It really was, and I've never experienced that before with a human being, and I never thought I would say that about another human being, but it really was that surreal.
Got something to say, Tim? I just see our producer over here just dying.
When he spoke to us right after the show, he said, and I quote, "It was a spiritual experience."
It was. It really felt that. I'm telling you, like when you see what's it called? It's one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Oh my God!
It's when they go to the dome and they what is it called? The dome of what is it called? Oh, I forget what it's called, but it's a dome, and they all go there and they're all on one mind, one accord, and they're praying and stuff. And it's just when I watched the video about it, and that was like a whoa spiritual moment.
You mean the Wailing Wall?
No, it's I forget what it's called. I'll have to look it up.
Anyway,
but it was a surreal experience. I'm telling you, it was crazy.
Now let's talk about something interesting. The Renaissance Tour. The Queen was supposed to come by Pittsburgh, but for some reason she canceled on us.
I guess Ohio was too far for you, huh?
So
was Maryland too far for you?
So, but also, no one would go with me. You said you would go
Beyonce.
With me to the Pittsburgh, but
okay, why wouldn't nobody go with you? Shouldn't you have so many Beyonce fans?
I'm sorry that my girl isn't obsessed with Taylor like you have.
Or Beyonce, clearly.
So let's first discuss the fact that Beyonce was doing this over 10 years, well over 10 years before there was a girl named Taylor Swift. Okay. So the fact that she's in her 40s, a mother of 3, a wifey, and she's still on top, grossing, one of the highest selling tours of all time.
One of
That is
who's ahead of her?
Well, actually, to this day, she's the highest. So
But
to the second,
you-
she's
you
the
see-
highest
but,
grossing.
but he knows who's coming.
No, I give Taylor that selves. But the difference between shows, let's talk about the differences. One, there's talent, but one has talent and one is doing something totally different. I think that's my biggest beef with the Taylor, because I was a Taylor person. Like I respected what she was doing because I like that generic pop. But Taylor, you're saying the mic's on. Taylor Swift doesn't have vocals. Like, we just need to come to that grip. And here's the simple question that I will ask the audience to do at home. Write down a list of your top 200 singers, vocalists. And is Taylor Swift make that list? Let's ask you, Mr. Swift.
You said 200?
Out of the 200 people from the beginning of the music industry to now, would Taylor Swift be in your top 200?
200. That's a lot.
And I'm talking about from vocal ability.
I don't think Taylor Swift has any songs where she is purposely trying to show off her vocals.
Because she don't got them.
Or that's not what she does. But I would have to hear her sing a song that's specifically made for like a ballad.
So you're saying a singer doesn't have a song on their album where they're showing off their singing ability?
I'm not saying that she can't. I'm just saying I've never heard her have to sing like a song like as a Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You."
So why is this woman?
I don't think you're ever gonna hear that. Like, I'm gonna be real. I don't
but
think it's in her
like,
repertoire.
Why
man.
would she?
Because
she's a legit singer.
Yeah, but I'm saying why would she? Whenever what she's doing right now has her at the top of the game. Why would she do that?
Because she
that
can.
I agree with.
Like
why would she?
But here's the thing though, Lady Gaga sings very poppy tunes, but we all know Lady Gaga has vocals.
But if you cannot do it, then don't try.
do it. I agree. Don't do it. But I'm saying don't compare what Taylor Swift is to true.
But you're trying to say that she can't
talent.
sing.
That is what I'm trying to say.
She has vocals. She can sing. I saw it in person. She sings well.
She can hold a tune. I can't say she can sing. Like, if she tried out for American Idol, she wouldn't make it out round one.
I think she would make it onto the show, and I think she might have.
I'm saying she might make it onto the show, but she won't make it past round one.
She can sing. She plays different instruments, and I've seen people that have Taylor Swift's type of style go far in American Idol. So
I haven't.
I have.
Definitely didn't go.
She don't sing as good as Sanjay, bro.
Shout out to Sing Jai.
Why shout out Sanjay?
Because that guy was a legend. Do you remember him?
Straight.
He was a legend. He was a legend.
Definitely, I rocked with him.
He was a legend.
Weird, but I rocked with him.
But then, but James, Janet, Paula Abdul, Madonna, they don't got vocals either, and they're great. So what are you trying to say, James? Oh, okay, I understand. So let's move on. She's not in your top 200 vocalists. Let's move on to dancing ability. Is she in your top 100 dancing ability?
But no, she doesn't dance like that.
So we got so far that she can't sing, she can't dance.
Okay. Do you put Beyonce up there with being able to play the guitar and play the piano? Is she in there?
Yes, I guarantee you Beyonce's in top 200 musicians.
You think no? I didn't say musicians. She can play the guitar.
I think she can play the guitar as well as Taylor.
Come on, bro.
Beyonce, if you've seen her play the guitar, okay, I'll give it to you. But if you ain't seen her play it, then you can't say she can play it.
I'm saying you can't say it, but I ain't see Taylor Swift play it. Just because you have a guitar in your hand.
So you're saying
just
she's
because
a
you have
fugazi?
I think just because you have a guitar in your hand and you're going with the whole music.
You understand?
And
She
that's
like her first songs like that she recorded, like she had the guitar. She's in the studio. She written the songs to the guitar, correct? So like you're a hater.
I want my guitar heads because I'm not the hippest to guitar. I want my guitar.
Nobody said that.
I want my guitar heads in the comments.
Hendrix.
Let me know in the comments. My guitar heads out there. Let me know in the comments. Is Taylor Swift killing it in the guitar?
But it's a talent, regardless of what you said. Nobody says she's Jimi Hendrix, but she's playing the guitar. She's playing the piano.
Okay, so Taylor Swift attended guitar lessons. So we have guitar lessons. Now let's move on to songwriting.
James, that's what you. So James is saying
cold.
he's saying because I haven't seen her do it, she can't do it. You get what I'm saying?
I'm saying I watched her hold a guitar and with a full band and
why would she be playing Slash's guitar chords? Why would she do that? That's not where she's at. So why would she do that?
I'm just saying so far. So we're running through the list. We're keeping tabs. Can't sing. Can dance.
No, can't sing.
She's not
to you.
Slash, but
Don't
she can.
Don't say that. Can't sing to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. She can sing, but she ain't on our top 200 list of all time. She can't dance. She can't. She's not Slash, but she can. She can. You know, play a little 1-2 on the guitar. So let's move on to one thing that we all hold her so precious for. Her precious songwriting. Sell me on her songwriting.
She can write songs. What do I have to sell you? She writes songs very well.
I think it's interesting, though, that we say that she's a songwriter, but that's disrespectful for the people who are listed as songwriters on every single one of her songs.
Okay, what's the problem with that? And then also go look at Speak Now.
But I'm saying
because you're trying to come as a person who just thought he could pull up his Apple Music and think what she wrote. There's one entire album that she wrote entirely herself, and I'm pretty sure it's Speak Now.
Let's look at these precious lyrics. It's
no,
number 2.
See, that's bias.
Hold on.
Let's look at the number 2. One of her songs.
Let's go to her her second most popular on Apple Music. You Need to Calm Down.
So Tim, do you think that's bias? Do you think that's bias that he gets to pull up a song?
You can do that.
Same
but
thing.
Hold on. Let me just do it. Quote. Say it in the streets. That's a knockout. But you say it in the tweet. That's a cop out. And I'm just like, hey, are you okay? And then I'm like, uh-oh. You need to calm down. Mwah.
He went,
genius.
Yo, those are bars, fam. What you
like
mean?
Straight like
so
the Kendrick Ghostwriter.
He went.
Those are bars.
He's taking one sample size and saying that is who she is when she has songs like All Too Well, Long
But
Live.
like, I can't.
Okay, but what about Beyonce's?
I'm
surfboard,
Switzerland right
riding
now.
on my surfboard.
Let me address that.
Come on, bro.
You're right,
Riding,
bro.
like,
Beyonce has
come on.
simple songs that have simple lyrics. It's a great and fantastic that Beyonce is a fantastic singer. It's great and fantastic that Beyonce is a fantastic performer and dancer. It's a fantastic that she motivated a whole generation of ladies. Every single woman is influenced by Beyonce. Beyonce got vocals, dancing ability, performance presence, star power.
We're
That's what I'm saying.
We're on lyrics.
I never said that Beyonce.
We said lyric. We're talking about writing.
Beyonce don't even write all her songs.
Okay,
she's open.
So she can sit down. So that's clearly Taylor.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay, cool. Done. It doesn't. There's nothing.
Michael, Whitney Houston, Madonna, all the greats don't write their songs.
Wonderful.
I'm just
they're
saying.
Also not as successful
in
as
that case.
Taylor,
Doesn't make any
Swift.
sense that you dissed her bars. At least she wrote them.
Because that's what she's known. That's the one talent that the Swifties hold.
One song.
I said with Taylor Swift. I said she is Taylor Swift. Will I give her a badge over Beyonce for writing? Yes, because she says that she writes every single thing, even though, am I not supposed to credit all these writers that are listed on her song? But I guess we're ignoring that. But whereas I'll give that to her. But the songs still aren't that great.
Kendrick
I think that's
also
why she's
has
so
people
successful.
in the booth with him.
I tell Tim this all the time.
And when he's writing,
I tell Tim this all the time.
people go, yeah, switch up this, switch up that, or do this. So of course, those people should be credited for that.
Sometimes James doesn't understand that, like, when you see a writer's credit, that can mean anything.
It could mean they say don't say say no.
You could wrote exactly.
I think
you write the whole song, and if they tell you to switch one bar, you have to credit them, or they will sue you.
I think songwriting is such a cop out, and you use it for your boy Chris. I think it's such a cop out when the person is not that talented. They're like, I'm a songwriter. It's like, okay,
but that's the most important thing when it comes to music is being able to write. Like
you're skeptical
without being able to write. You're nobody
because no one
writes.
Because no one.
Somebody has to.
People who have like visible talent, like Whitney, Michael, they didn't care that
or they're nobody when their artist or when their writer leaves them. Correct?
They didn't write. They didn't care about them writing. They were like Michael, Whitney, Madonna, all the greats. They don't care because they are visibly talented.
But Tim, tell you this: some of those people, whenever they, like you said, the writers would say if the writers start writing for them, are they relevant still? Are they able to carry on? Or are those people say they're not the same? They sound different.
You think Taylor Swift?
Bruh.
Oh, well, you're saying she created.
Look what
her,
happened.
right?
This is weird side tech. Look what happened to Fetty Wap. Like, he had the boy, the one dude used to write for him all the time, and they had a falling out, and he fell off the face of the earth.
I think that's because Fetty's not undeniably talented. I think no matter what, you think if Mariah Carey has a poop writer, she's still not gonna be out here killing these songs because she has an
Mariah
incredible
Carey
gift.
right now is relevant because of Christmas. So
No. I'm talking about like Mariah in her past.
if Mariah could write a song to save her life to be on the Billboard, you best believe she would, because she can still sing, correct? Somewhat.
You don't think Mariah
Kinda.
has access to
I don't-
every single writer of all time?
It doesn't matter. Sometimes it's about magic, like what Dre was to Eminem. You feel me? Like that's how it works. But now, you know what? Since you wanted to attack me, let's just get into what you know you're going to get whooped in. It's Taylor Swift's era, period. Simple. Beyonce can't even outgross her in her tour. She's been doing it longer, and none of her tours has ever came close to grossing as much as Taylor Swift is. Ever. Taylor is now a billionaire.
That's why I wanted
Off of music, solely off of her music and her production.
I always say that. I always give Taylor Swift the sales, but sales to me only mean one part of the whole pie. That's why I want to dissect what it is, and so when I do address what I think it is, I have the receipts to back it all the way up. Why do you think that she is that great? You're saying her songwriting ability
can write
garners
songs, and
that ability.
she connects with all those little girls that felt the same way she did when she was going through high school, going through whatever she was in, love stories and stuff like that. She is basically almost every girl in America, and the way and going through life, and she's able to tell a story
Every
phenomenal.
Streamlined girl. Not every girl relates.
I will
to
say
Taylor
this:
Swift.
I think the biggest talent that Taylor Swift has, other than the obviously undeniable it factor, I think one thing that she has as a talent is she the greatest songwriter I ever heard? No. Is she the greatest singer I ever heard? No. But the songs that she puts out are some of the most people want to sing those songs. Like,
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't waste a song. Every song she puts out, people can't wait to memorize those words because it's such a sing-alongable song. It's music.
She's an artist that really cares about her fans and making sure her fans have a good time, and she puts a lot of thought into everything she does.
Now, like Tim said, she has the it factor, and she does have a business savvy mind. She dedicates her whole life to this career, which I overly respect. I overstand.
If it was
but
that
I'm
easy,
saying
everybody would.
But
do
I'm
it.
saying when you're comparing talent compared to what Taylor Swift is doing, then there's a reason why she's there. If you said she's not in the top 200 singers and the top 100 dancers, there's a reason why it's working.
I have never said that Taylor Swift was more talented than Beyonce.
Because you would be
never said that. Never said that. But you are saying that Taylor Swift isn't talented.
It's just that, to me, it's the Beatle effect. Sometimes it's just there's something that just
the Beatles
works.
are talented though.
I mean,
they're not our
they're
is the Beatles top 200 in singing? Go ahead.
No, like I mean, they're talented.
Can the Beatles play that guitar like Jimi Hendrix?
Of course,
but I feel like they can.
No,
I thought they were musicians. They were known to be musicians.
Yeah, of course they're talented.
What are you talking about?
Hold on.
But they're in people's top like 3.
But my
I've
point
never
is,
heard anybody put the Beatles up
talk
there
to some old heads.
Jimi Hendrix.
Talk to some old heads.
But my point is, yes, the Beatles were talented. But if you go look at that time period, were they the most talented people in that era? Absolutely not.
Thank you.
But it doesn't matter because there's just a certain, every once in a while, there's an it factor that can't be ignored. And it's not really, you can try to explain it, but you can't really explain it too much because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And for me with Taylor Swift, there's nothing you can point to and say she's the best at this. There's no individual skill. It just doesn't exist.
But there's a difference between the best
but she just
and
has
saying,
an
are you
that
good?
just
Are you
undeniable.
good at it? My thing is, are you good at it? You can't even say that she's a good singer, good dancer, good musician.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you can
decent.
say the Beatles are good singers. They're good musicians.
If you think the Beatles are good singers, I'm just telling you, you're biased right now.
But I'm saying
Here comes the
but the thing is, I have to be
sun.
honest. That's not
Like,
my
you're-
genre. That's not my genre.
Like
I
some
do. I
people
listen to
enjoy
people all the
that.
time, but that's what I'm saying. You're speaking out of turn because you don't know them.
Some people
Have
enjoy
you
that
listened to
type
a
of
Beatles
singing from the
album
Beatles.
I listen to all three of theirs.
Some people
and you
enjoy.
think that they're that talented.
I think that they're talented. It's a different time.
So you think
frame.
they sing better than Taylor Swift?
Yes.
Some people enjoy that style of singing. Just like some people
Do I think the
enjoy
Beatles sing better than Taylor Swift?
that
Yes.
type of.
Beyonce having the most Grammys
Okay, go ahead.
of all time.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying.
She has the most Grammys of all time.
all time.
She's wonderful. She's a queen. She got 32 wins and 88 nominations. That's
32 is the highest number of anyone.
if you think about it, she's been making music for 32 years. That's a Grammy for every year. It's not even been that. So yeah, that's hard. That's a hard thing to do.
32 seems low.
No, 32.
That does not seem.
How
low.
many albums do you think she produced?
No, I'm just saying for the most ever of anyone.
Yeah,
32.
I understand, but I'm saying like
Yeah.
you usually only get it for an album that
Yeah.
year or a song. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, no knock to Beyonce. That's wonderful. 88 nominations, 32 wins. That's great. Taylor Swift is younger than her, has 46 nominations, so half, and she also has 12 wins. And let's not forget, James, please tell me, what is the most prestigious award you can get at the Grammys?
Album of the year.
Do you know how many times Taylor Swift has won Album of the Year?
4.
3. She has won it
I thought she won it 4.
3 times.
Nominated 3.
The only artist, male or female, to win Album of the Year.
I'm glad. Remember I told you before this episode I had an alley for you? I'm glad you brought that up. Timothy, I want you to be an unbiased judge. 2009. These are the Album of the Year nominations. I Am Saucer Fierce by Beyonce. That was the Single Ladies era. The Fame, Lady Gaga. So this is Poker Face in the Beyonce album. Fearless, Taylor Swift. What? Enlighten us what era that is. Fearless. What is the singles from Fearless and all that?
I want to say that's Long Live and stuff like that. Of course, Fearless.
Oh, he don't know Swifties. Oh,
No, I just listen to a lot of Swiftie albums, so I'm not like if they all collide.
The End, David Guetta and the Black Eyed Peas. I'm not hip to what that's about. Big Whiskey, Dave Matthews Band.
So what you're telling me is she beat Beyonce that year?
Mm-hmm. Who y'all think should have got it that year?
Sheesh. Taylor Swift.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't listen to either one of those albums. So
But I bet you can name. You might be go to Saucer Fierce, James, and I'll go to Taylor Swift. You might have. Let's see how many he knows.
Yes.
Name us the most famous song on there.
Halo, If I Were a Boy, Single Ladies.
So Halo
Oof,
is probably
oof.
Single Ladies.
And that was
big
Sweet
too.
Dreams.
Let me see.
That's tough, man. That's 3 great songs. That's
Love
3.
Story, You Belong With Me, and then other ones you probably wouldn't know.
Yeah, Beyonce
Fearless.
crushes that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So there's
Crushes
that.
that.
So let's move
Okay.
on. Let's move on to 2015 Grammys, where she won Album of the Year.
Go ahead.
Hold Your Dreads Back. Beauty Behind the Madness, The Weeknd. Chris Stapleton, Traveler.
Yeah, I guess.
Traveler. Kendrick Lamar, To Pimp a Butterfly. 1989, Taylor Swift. Alabama Shakes, Sound and Color. Timothy.
Tim is, of course, going to go with rap.
It's not even an unbiased answer, though.
1989 is one of the most successful albums.
I'm not talking about
Of all
success. I'm
time.
talking about what you're saying is talent.
Honestly, did you listen to Kendrick's To Pimp a Butterfly?
Yes.
Yeah, it's literally like an iconic album.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yes.
saying. Like, so you listened to the full thing.
Yes.
Okay.
And then The Weeknd's Beauty Beyond the Madness. That is like the Weeknd album.
Okay. And Taylor Swift.
I will say this,
1989
the
is one of
Grammys-
the biggest.
But
Grammys
I'm just saying,
ever.
like from our opinion, you think 1989 over
Absolutely.
to pimp a
Grammys are known
butterfly.
for
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
snuffing
saying.
people. Yeah.
And then now 2020. This is the one year where I was like, okay, she can get it. Folklore, Taylor Swift. Woman in Music, Him. Black Pumas. Dua Lipa, Future Nostalgia. Cold Day, Everyday Life. Who do y'all think you got that?
Taylor Swift Folklore is one of her best written pieces of work.
Tim. I don't think you're familiar with.
Yeah, I'm lost on those.
I would give it, just because I'm not familiar with any of those albums except for Dua Lipa's Future Nostalgia. I would give it to that, but I'm open to her winning it that year because I truly am not familiar with any of those albums. But do you judge it off of commercial success, or do you judge Grammys off of talent?
I go off of commercial success. I go off of talent, and also I go off of, did you do the right thing? I'm always critical on Kendrick Lamar, and I love Kendrick, but there's some times where it's too poetic.
But To Pimp a Butterfly is not one of those albums.
Listen, too poetic.
Then shake it off. Come get real.
I'm saying sometimes it's too poetic. Then worrying about being poetic in some songs, and then bring in the commercial. Then it needs to be commercial.
To Pimp a Butterfly is a masterclass.
I love To Pimp a Butterfly, but I'm saying I do tell, and it's not just specifically for that album. I say for other things. Like there's times where I'm like his new album. I was like, oh, it was good.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
But you don't. But not everybody's gonna be able to get that.
This dual album he put out is not To Pimp a Butterfly. It is
100%.
Like
I can see where you're coming from.
I think the DAMN was his best commercial / I'm Bringing Bars album. I don't think To Pimp a Butterfly.
I'm just saying you are just not even trying to. You're not even trying.
That's just how I feel.
You're just trying not to be biased. To Pimp a Butterfly in 1989.
James, do you understand?
Beauty Beyond the Madness in 1989.
Do you understand how that's her most iconic album?
But Don, it's not all. But I'm saying from your own perspective. I'm not saying from it's Soulmore. From your own perspective.
Right now. I'm gonna do it again to you. Name 5 songs from To Pimp a Butterfly.
I can't name 5 songs off of
you
Thriller.
Can. Yes, you can.
I can't name 5 songs.
You can name 5 songs from 1989 right now. Go ahead.
Shake It Off.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know.
No, you don't. You're lying. Go ahead. Kendrick Lamar was actually
I'm saying, do I know?
Kendrick Lamar was on Bad Blood too.
Do I know?
Shake It Off.
Okay, Bad Blood.
Yeah.
I thought that was Reputation.
No. Shake It Off was on it. Yeah.
But
he knows these songs. You see?
But I'm saying I know the whole album. Yeah. I just can't name them. I know the whole Pimp a Butterfly, but I can't name them.
I can. Wildest Dreams was on there too, James.
I like those songs.
Exactly. But if Pimp a Butterfly was that iconic, you would know them.
Clay, I don't even know Taylor Swift's.
But you did. But
I'm about to go to Pimp a Butterfly so I can know them.
So I'm saying he doesn't even know what's on those albums, but he's arguing what's on those albums. He's saying that album should have been it. I can tell you right now what was on those albums of Taylor Swift's.
Can you say what's on To Pimp a Butterfly?
To Pimp a Butterfly?
Honestly, the number 1 single on there.
Okay, so then what are you talking
about?
You just debunked your own whole point.
No, but I'm telling you, I didn't say. I'm not arguing To Pimp a Butterfly. I'm saying I listened to it, I liked it, but I can't argue
your
that
whole soliloquy is now debunked.
No, he's the one that's arguing for this album. I'm not arguing for him. I'm arguing Taylor Swift.
I said this number 1 single for To Pimp a Butterfly is All Right.
We gonna be.
I thought it was gonna be. It would be all right.
And King Kunta, that whole era.
James, okay. I'm
That,
telling you, didn't know. Let's be real.
Please.
So a man was defending an album that he didn't know one song. He couldn't name one song.
But you couldn't name any from. Okay, let's go down all the nominees. Hold on. Wait a minute, Tim.
He couldn't name one song.
Name one song on the Fame game of Lady Gaga.
I don't know, and I ain't gonna act like I know. Maybe Poker
Name
Face.
Name one song on
Just Dance.
Name one song on.
Did I name any?
David Guetta. No, you didn't.
Okay.
I'll say this: it's a tough thing because
name one on.
Albums are so unimportant.
I don't know any songs. You
Not
could,
back then.
You
back
could
then
legit tell me, James, name 5
Music.
songs off Thriller, and I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
no, what I mean
Thriller,
is,
I'm saying if
Billie
you can
Jeans,
tell me
Beat
it, I
It,
can't
like,
name it
yeah,
from the
you
top
could.
of my head.
Then you don't love music.
You're a cat.
Simple. If you don't know off of those golden
You're
albums, that's a problem.
That just has to do with my memory.
I'm just saying, when I say albums are not that important compared to when the Carter 3 dropped, compared to.
But I can't name 3 songs on the Carter 3.
I can name 70 songs.
He's too young.
There's only like 15 songs on there.
A Millie, Got Money. What?
I've been listening to.
Officer was on there
I've been listening to SZA's SOS
Mr. Carter,
every
Mr.
single.
Carter.
I've been listening to SZA's SOS every day for the past like 6 months. I can name you Kill Bill,
Lollipop,
and SOS.
Come on,
Snooze.
And
I listen to that every 3 days.
Better, y'all. That's pitiful. All right, next.
But let's just wrap it up with this. I think the real debate that we both said is, where are men in the music industry? Because we don't like to compare women, but the bar is so high that you can only compare, because the only people who are killing it are the women.
Women are running the industry.
They're running it.
It's sad for men right now. There's only a handful of men that can run their.
But let me say this. I think a big reason why that is, the thing that always made music appealing is the rarity of it. That's why when hip hop first became a thing, it was such a nuanced thing. It wasn't oversaturated. Now the men, through SoundCloud, through YouTube, through all these other means, they're a dime a dozen. They all sound exactly alike.
Okay.
The women are trying their best to sound unique. Whether they rap about the same nonsense, whatever. All hip hop raps about the same nonsense. But they try their best to look different than the next person.
I also think it's harder for women to break into the industry, so it takes real talent to be there. And I think that's why.
I think it takes real talent to stay there. I think there are a lot of women who have a rap song that pops, and then they're off the face of the planet.
I also think that women are actually putting in the work. Men are lazy right now. Like, I think there are only a couple.
They want it.
Yeah, like Beyonce and Taylor Swift, they're up all night. They're working to be perfectionists. I don't see that in the guys. Besides maybe Bruno Mars.
Women care about the legacy and I think naturally women care about how they're perceived.
Ed Sheeran isn't a talent.
I think women naturally care about how they're perceived, and I think that bleeds over into music.
So I was disgusted because he just said Ed Sheeran isn't a talent.
Let me clarify my statement. I'm saying he don't gotta do choreo. He don't gotta dress up. He don't gotta do anything. He just creates the bangers, and that's
Ed Sheeran. So everything that James says Taylor Swift isn't, Ed Sheeran undeniably does. With everything he says, he can shred a guitar.
But I'm saying
he can write a song. He writes for a lot of artists that you probably listen to.
No.
And then on top of that, he can sing.
He actually has voice.
So
I'm saying
what's the difference between besides skin color? What's the difference between him and The Weeknd?
Let me say everything. again. Ed Sheeran is a talent. I'm saying it's different than what Taylor Swift and Beyonce do, because they actually have so much more they have to do. They care about their wardrobe. They care about choreo. They care about stage presence. They care about all that. Ed Sheeran does Ed Sheeran does the writing. He does the singing, and he does. That's about it. Whereas Beyonce and Taylor, they gotta do more so Beyonce, the singing, the writing, the music, they're actually up. I see them up being like, okay. I don't like that shade. I don't think. Do you think Ed's doing that?
No,
I don't think he's.
And what about The Weeknd?
That's what I meant.
I feel like
Ed Sheeran is one of our guys. Like, he's definitely a talent.
The Weeknd's the only man that I see that does both to me. Like, he cares about every little piece of every show he does.
He cares.
He does. But he's not a performer. Like,
he is.
I think he's trying.
He is. He's just not a dancer.
In the way that we
awesome yet. I think he's gonna figure it out.
I think he knows he's not a physical performer, but his shows are insane. Like, he always has something crazy happening. Like, the visuals and everything are always out of control.
He's doing
The Weeknd is definitely up there.
So
he's probably the top male right now, but it's still like
top male. He's actually the top artist in the world right now. So let's give him respect.
He's the man.
But it's still like men, and then like Taylor.
I don't know if we can say that honestly. I kind of got backtrack a little bit because we got Bad Bunny who's taking over the world. We got The Weeknd, who's the top artist, not male or female, the top artist in the world right now. So we gotta, when we say that,
let's talk about influence, and then we'll end with that influence. Let's take it from Taylor Swift. I don't
think anybody is going to argue Beyonce's influence.
Influence is everyone, and I would like to end my argument with your dear friend Taylor Swift. I would like her to, let me turn the volume down, to say it herself. This is the Taylor Swift Beyonce picture. My soul equals broken in the best way possible. Honestly, can't even remember my own name. Then let's take it over to Instagram, and I want to hear it from her words herself about the queen.
Yeah, I have no argument there.
And Taylor Swift said, and I quote, "I'm so glad I'll never know what life would be like without Beyonce's influence. The way she's taught me and every other artist out here to break rules and defy industry norms. Her generosity of spirit, her resilience, and her versatility. she's been a guiding light throughout my career, and the fact that she showed up tonight was like an actual fairy tale.
Yeah,
Beyonce's influence in the career speaks for itself.
Absolutely.
She's one of one. She's the only one.
Beyonce,
To quote the queen herself.
Beyonce has influenced an entire generation and continues to do so. Nobody's going to say Beyonce is not a bigger influence. That would be dumb.
And that's why I say we are celebrating two queens, but only one of them is the queen. No, but to end this,
I can't agree with that because it's like she's a queen, but all queens usually, you know, Prince Diana's mother was a queen also, right? Queen Elizabeth, and Diana was a princess, but one day she would have been the queen. It's Taylor Swift's era. We just gotta admit that, bro.
We're definitely in. Taylor Swift's definitely the number one topic at the time. It's for sure. But the number one topic at the time still said that Beyonce is on top.
She didn't say she's on top. What did it say that in that quote? You're the best artist. You're better than me. What did she say that? Man, putting words in Taylor Swift's mouth, man.
Taylor Swift said it herself, people. But to end this, let's say that we do celebrate both of these artists.
Yeah. I hated to have to come on here and argue against such a queen, Beyonce. I love her. I love her music. I listen to her music. She's a queen.
I do like Taylor Swift. It's funny because he came over to my house when the 1989 Apple Music documentary came out, and that's when I was like, yo, Taylor is dope, because I like people like who care about the music industry. We both do, and that's why we like both of these artists. Absolutely. Because people who actually care about putting out great product to their audience, and we like that about both of them.
Every artist should inspire
please,
to be them.
Yes, please, artists, care about your art so the fans can argue and be like, mine's better. Because that's the point of why you like an artist, because you want to be like, my artist is better than yours. You know?
Absolutely.
It's just like sports. We like it. But Swifties, Beehive, sound off in the comments. Who is the queen? Who's the best? Now, let's be kind here.
I was about to say, be gentle.
Yeah, this is a kind. There's no hate train here. Let's shake hands. Swifties and the Beehive. Come on. Come on. All right, guys. If you like this episode, hit us a like button, and we will see you at the next one. I'm going to fight this guy after the cameras go off.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be a lot of content. I was like, there's just a lot.
I know there's just so much. Editing
this
is going to take 6 years.
Yeah, I just knew. I was like, just let it all flow. Take what you like.